All right, so our first, we don't know these questions. In what ways does the internet allow us to be more and less of ourselves?
Okay, so I think it's divided on different social platforms. So Instagram is your visual branding of yourself. It is definitely a fake you. Facebook is like the family reunion version of yourself. Like you're friendly and quirky, but like not too dangerous. And then where you're anonymous is where you're your real or worst self, like Tumblr or 4chan or Reddit.
Yeah, I think that's really important to look at how the different, instead of just saying, oh, the internet is or the internet isn't yourself, is a little, it's kind of a silly answer. We should look at how all the different networks are designed and how that's different. And so I'm a sociologist. We talk about affordances. That is, what does a network allow you to do or prohibit you from doing, encourage or discourage? But I don't know, I do think in the question of like, does it allow you to be more or less of ourselves? That makes it kind of sound like there is a real me, and then I'm either more or less that real me. And I think when you're performing, even when you're performing for likes or you're being sort of, self-branded, being a celebrity on Instagram, that performance is also the real you. And just as being anonymous on Tumblr is the real you, just as being the professional you on LinkedIn, as sociologists, we always talk about social context. You have your context of your family, you have context of work, you have context when you're on stage at a bookstore, and you perform differently for all these different contexts. And so there isn't just sort of one real you. There's a you for every person that you're around. There's a you for every interface that you look at on your screen. So I'm not sure if it's hard for me to say what's more or less ourselves.
Well, I think just because you can see it now on the internet makes it seem like it's something new, but it's just evidence of behavior that already existed before. Like you don't act the same at school as you do when you're partying with your friends. Like you present different selves all the time. That's totally normal.
Yeah. I really want a word for how sometimes the internet or social media makes a thing that before was really weird and not obvious, but it makes it really, really obvious. So the fact that you perform yourself, in sociology, we often teach Irving Goffman. He has a presentation of self in everyday life, and it's all about performance. Like we're actors on stage with our props and our costumes and all of that and our scripts. And that I've heard that was really hard to teach a generation ago. And when I taught it, I was like, well, yeah, obviously I'm selecting myself from drop-down menus. I'm literally uploading myself. Of course I'm performing myself. Or status. Now we have this like your Twitter or your clout or your Instagram followers. We put numbers on everything. People are like, oh, now everything's a status hierarchy. It's like, oh my God, everything was a status hierarchy before. We just didn't have numbers.
Right.
So things are more obvious, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's true. Should we go to another question?
Yeah.
Has social media made us all better at self-censorship? Are we becoming better PR companies for ourselves?
A double-barreled question. Are we becoming better at self-censorship?